marketing growth specialist from a company called Digigrow. We're a full-scale marketing agency who are based in Dublin, and we focus on a service that's called Pay As You Grow. One of the things that we've found in marketing over the last few years is that when you're actually working with different agencies, it can be a challenge to actually start growing your business. So we work on a fundamental of the fact that you pay versus the scale that you can actually grow your business. When it comes to us actually talking about SEO, a lot of people have a brief understanding, but not a full clarity in exactly what that means. SEO is really encompassing the understanding of how your website is going to interact with search engines, namely Google being, of course, the most popular one. And it's competing for positionings for what the search engine is actually going to see and what the search engine continues to be valuable towards your client and towards your user. To give a little bit of perspective on how important SEO actually is to your business, 67,000 searches are performed on Google every second, with 93% of new online experiences beginning with the search engine. So if you're ever wondering exactly where your audience is and how you actually can find them, chances are if they're looking for you, they're already on Google. The key areas of SEO that we're going to discuss today is audience and user behavior, the creation of your content, technical analysis, and crawling and indexing. These are the 4 pillars that you're going to want to be focusing on when it comes to SEO. One of the things that I do want to share with you with regards to this presentation today is that SEO cannot be explained within 15 minutes. It is something that I would typically talk for about an hour or 2 on, so please forgive me if I speak really quickly because it's getting through a lot of information. One of the things that we want to look into today is not just showing you exactly what the pieces of SEO are that you're going to want to work with, but exactly the differences between what good and bad SEO are. As SEO grows, essentially throughout every single minute of every single day, what you're going to find is that some practices are going to be considered to be negatively effective on Google, and it relies on lazy and outdated methods of growth. So that things like missing and duplicating content, keyword stuffing, falsifying information. When we're talking about good SEO, at the end of the day, it really is about your audience. It's upholding the user experience and then also implementing technical changes that are going to allow you to start growing your business and drive traffic towards your website. So one of the good examples that I want to share with you is from a website called Tasty. It's a real, actual, simple search term, one that we've probably all typed in before: what to make for dinner. The top result that comes up is an article called Tasty. It's from Melissa Harrison, and it's literally called Easy Dinner Recipes. The benefit of this website and what they're doing right, which puts it in the top position on Google, is a clear and direct title. So what are we going to do? We're going to make dinner. The content, it's simple and direct. It's going to tell you what you're going to make for dinner. When regarding images, we're looking at 37 unique images on the page, and there's links to each recipe with further images. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about why these are beneficial towards your SEO. Now let's look at the bad. So I wanted to Google vegan restaurants in London, and the page 7 result came up with 222vegan.com. Now, if you actually look at this website, it's got amazing reviews for the food, and it's actually got a really good presence in terms of the quality of their food. But if you're actually visiting London and you're looking for a vegan restaurant, it's buried completely in the 7th page, which means you may as well be on Mars. So why are they not succeeding, and why are they stuck on page 7? One is their security. They're not a secure site, and it doesn't have an SSL certificate. This has immediately told Google that the site is potentially threatening and it's not trustworthy. 2, the website doesn't feature any sitemaps, which means that Google doesn't actually know that it exists. It can't crawl the site, it doesn't understand the content that's being said, and it can't actually read anything on the site. Third, images and content. There's 4 images throughout the entire site, and written content is minimal. That means even if Google could crawl the site, it doesn't know what it's talking about. And finally, mobile optimization. The site's not optimized for mobile usage, which means that when it comes to you looking it up on your phone and the mobile experience, Google actually will negatively rank that because it's not a mobile optimized website. So what are we going to do about it? When it comes to creating SEO for your own company, developing your strategy is going to be the key area in building your business. A solid SEO strategy gives you the tools to increase your rankings and stay ahead of the game, and it also allows you to start leapfrogging over your competitors. So first things first, you want to analyze your website. Look under the hood. Look at each bit of your website and look at it objectively. Ask someone that maybe you work with but not closely to take a look at your website, have them go through the user flow and see what their experience is really like. This is going to give you a really good key indicator of what you can improve. Second of all, if you're not using it, Google Search Console. Google Search Console is the key factor in identifying how your website's going to be performing in Google. What this will do is it will show you the average search queries that are being searched, the total clicks that your website's receiving, the impressions that it gets organically, and the average click-through rate. This is also going to give you a great idea of what keywords you want to focus on and where your pages are sitting in terms of rankings. Finally, like I said before, optimizing for mobile. 65% of all website searches are now done on mobile. If your website's not optimized for mobile, Google's not going to show it. Your tags. When it comes to tags, you want to focus on the 4 top tags. Your title tags, which are going to explain exactly the title of your article or the title of your web page. Your description, so exactly what is that web page saying and why is it beneficial towards your user. And then we want to look at header tags. So they're appropriately titled headings within your site page, which is going to inform Google, again, of the topic of your website and how beneficial it is potentially towards your user. Finally, your image tags. Google can't see images. It's crawled by a bot. So what you're going to do with your image tags is explain what the image is so that Google can read it and determine whether it has value towards your consumer. Page speed. The page speed of your website is not only imperative to Google, but it's also imperative to your user. Your user is only going to look at your page for approximately 2 seconds. If that page doesn't load, they're gone. And you've completely lost the opportunity to speak to them in the first place. They've gone on to the next page within 7.5 seconds. When it comes to media optimization, we want to look into using as many images and videos as we can. One of the things that's going to affect your page speed, the page speed of your site is the size of your images and the size of your videos. You want to ensure that they're compressed into as small a portion as possible. You want to be around less than 100 kilobytes. What this is going to allow you to do is your site's going to load faster, and again, it's going to improve upon your user's experience. When it comes to Google, look into something called structured data. So this is when you do a search online, and as you can see here, for the world's best lasagna, we've got our star ratings. It tells you how long it takes to make. It gives you the basis of the recipe. And if you've ever searched for something, shoes online, for example, you'll get examples that are showing the price of the shoes, where you can buy them, the competitor pricing, and these pieces of structured data are going to encourage your audience to actually click on the article. So I've said the word user and I've said the word audience a whole lot during this presentation. And the reason behind this is that when SEO first started, and we're talking about 10 years back, all anybody cared about, or all Google cared about, was what was on the page. Now Google cares about what is happening for your user. Google algorithms are designed to increase your users' engagement and ensure that they're providing value. So what you should be doing is developing your strategy around your content plan. Your content strategy is going to keep your website looking fresh, it's going to keep things moving, and it's going to give your user something to go back to time and time again. So when it comes to your content, what should you be doing? One of the things you want to look into is content originality. Never duplicate your content. If you posted something 6 months ago, do not post it again. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is update that post. Be the expert, learn something about that post. If your web page is getting a lot of traffic, but you want to add something to it, don't duplicate the web page. Write your own blogs, be your own expert. You understand your business better than anyone. So by being able to actually provide your own content, you're enhancing your user's experience and giving them more of a reason to return to your site, convert, or purchase your product. One of the main things that we want to point out, and that's why it's in gigantic big bold letters there, is do not spam keywords. If you are selling sandals, do not put the word sandals 13 times on one page. That does not help Google. Google is going to say that yes, you sell sandals, but you've told me nothing else. They want to know what kind of sandals. Are they espadrilles? Are they heels? Are they pumps? What kind of sandals are they, and why does my audience want to know about them? One of the main things with your user experience is not being leapfrogged. So what leapfrogging is it's when somebody clicks on your website, finds zero value, and then immediately goes to one of your competitors. What that does is it tells Google that your website has not provided additional value to the user and that your website requires more work. Google will penalize you for these leapfrogging, and the higher your bounce rate, the less likely you are to perform in Google. And then there's links. We hear a lot about backlinks and having links and getting links, but there is a large portion of us that don't fully understand what that means. I'm sure at least a few of you have received those emails that say, hey, I can get you about 30,000 links if you just give me 2,000 euro. The problem with that is that's buying links, and bought links are not reliable links, and Google does know that. So if you have outbound links or incoming links that are coming from websites that are not legitimate sources, you're actually more at risk of being downgraded by Google and not actually performing on site. Ensure you're receiving relevant follow links. Some of the ways that you can do this is working with partner websites, working with influencers, and promoting yourself on social media. Again, if you're creating content that shows that you're an expert in something, share that with another company, share that with another industry, and offer to actually trade links. And what that can do is organically build links and increase your trust score on Google. So this shows how reliable your website is to your user and how friendly it is and how useful it is to them. So just a few of the additional tips for best practice, and I do apologize, there is a lot to get through in the presentation. When it comes to your website, one of the key things that we like to explain to people is be patient. Your website will never go from page 1 to 6 overnight. It takes patience, it takes trial and error. You likely will create content that isn't going to resonate for traffic. That's fine. Learn more, go back, and recreate it again. As you start building your website, enhance your content. Add a chat feature, do a callback. Give your audience a reason that they want to be on your website and a reason to not only purchase your product, but to engage with them. So one of the things that we want to look at is typical SEO. When you're looking to actually rank your website, you're looking at least 6 months before you start making substantial movement. So one of the things that we want you to definitely take away from this talk today is that SEO is an ongoing process. Finally, monitoring, as I just said, utilize the tools that are free and available online to monitor your SEO actions. You don't need to pay thousands of euro to start tracking your site. You can do it for free through Google. You can do it for free just through different SEO tracking softwares. And most of all, make your plan. Your ongoing plan with how you update your website is going to help you stay on top of the latest SEO trends. Remember that I said that Google makes about 600 algorithm changes per year. Only about a quarter of those are actually released to the public, which means that it's important for you to actually keep up on what's going on in our latest trends. Finally, just a little bit more about us. So we work on a pay-as-you-grow system. We define your data-driven KPIs, and you pay as those targets are reached. We do guarantee this service when it comes to our SEO services, as well as our social media management and all of our marketing. If you do have any questions, I'm over in the corner at booth 10, and I would happily speak to you about this in a little bit of a slower tone. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.